Coming up next on The Daily, the Philly fallout continues, New York and LA look for reinforcements, and Colorado commits to Bravo. Welcome to The Daily for Wednesday, February 1st with Andrew Wiebe. I'm Jason Seguini. Sebastian LeToux lashes out at the Philadelphia front office after the trade. We're going to get to some fan feedback in a moment, but Andrew, what were your thoughts on LeToux's comments?
Strong words from LeToux, the strongest of which was essentially saying that if he had to continue playing for Peter Novak, he would retire, and that's a lot to be said for him leaving the Union after 2 years, but we'll see how it works out for him. He's going to move on to Vancouver. Acrimonious exit, but it seems like he's coming around. We'll see what the Union front office has to say today. Yeah,
not surprisingly, the fans were not happy. We asked you for your response to the trade yesterday, and here's what the fans had to say. Scott Pugh said, if it were any other player on the roster, the logic would hold up and the fans would understand. The problem is this is LeToux, the guy who scored not only the first home goal ever, but a hat trick to boot. He's the epitome of what Philly sports fans love, hardworking and full of heart. It's not just that we're losing our best player that hurts, it's that we're losing the single most important player that founded the franchise. Seems like a huge risk the front office has made, and even if the team competes well, I think we supporters are going to have a huge chip on our shoulders for a long time. Gerald DeMoss added, the fans, I'm sure, are not happy just like myself. In my opinion, going backwards, losing a big vet. LeToux is literally the engine to this Union team. Without his heart and hard work, I think the heart of the whole team goes by the wayside. That said, there was one comment from R.J. Smith that I think is what Peter Novak was hoping for. Not sure I like getting rid of Mondi and LeToux for Torres, but in Novak, we trust. Moving on, New York and LA both looking for reinforcements up front. The LA Galaxy could get it from a familiar face, and that is Edson Buddle, expected to join the Galaxy sometime this week.
Yeah, left Ingolstadt yesterday. The club announced by mutual consent if they can pick up Buddle, that's going to turn the title defense from 2011 into quite an endeavor. They're going to have Beckham, obviously, Keenan Buddle up top, and Landon Donovan. I don't think you can rival that in MLS.
Don't forget, though, Omar Gonzalez out in the back, so there are some questions about LA moving forward. I think one of the other interesting notes that you could find in the kickoff is a trade rumor that could involve another Philadelphia player leaving, and that's Kyle Nakazawa, who could be headed to LA. And I mentioned the Red Bulls at the start. They are also getting help from a familiar face, Luke Rogers. We weren't sure if he was going to be allowed back into the country to play this season, but that is finalized.
Yeah, he announced on Facebook this morning that he'd gotten his visa. And speaking of strike forces, that one that New York's putting together is pretty nice as well. Kenny Cooper obviously coming in via trade from Portland. Then you have Luke Rogers, Juan Agudelo, and Thierry Henry. So that rivals what the Galaxy are doing in LA.
And there's another rumor around the Red Bulls, and that is Stephen Ireland, the attacking midfielder, rumored to be coming to New York. What would happen if they got him as well?
Well, they've been looking for that kind of playmaker for a long time. Mehdi Bellucci was a guy that Hans Backe looked at, but maybe hasn't fit the bill so much. Stephen Ireland seems like he has a lot of left in the tank. Has some rough years in the EPL, but would be a big signing for them if they can pull it off.
Remember the controversy at the end of last season when Gary Smith left the Colorado Rapids? Remember, he had a falling out with Paul Bravo. Well, the Rapids committed to Paul Bravo. We found out a new 3-year deal for Bravo as they continue to put together their staff for this season.
Yeah, obviously they like the direction that they're going. I think Oscar Pareja was a good hiring for him. Another 3 years for those two to work together. Another note from the Rapids on the assistant coaching staff. Wilmer Cabrera, formerly of the Bradenton Academy down there for the U.S. national team, will be an assistant for him. So very good pedigree when it comes to developing young players.
All right, a couple final notes before we go. A couple former MLSers that you can see playing in the EPL today, and that's Tim Ream could make his debut for Bolton against Arsenal of all teams. Yep. It's a big task for him. And Clint Dempsey also in action as Fulham takes on West Brom. Those games on Fox Soccer and Fox Soccer Plus. That's all we have for the Daily today. We'll be back tomorrow with more.